John, please, just once is enough. When my first love begged me like that, I couldn't turn her down. But I need to be honest, I'm not experienced in this. For my entire 32 years, I've had no experience in love. Who would have thought someone like me would be asked to take on such a big task by the stunningly beautiful Emma? I'm John Miller, a single man turning 32 this year. After graduating from university, I started working for a medical device manufacturer, where I'm still employed. I've always been good with computers and wanted to use those skills at work. Recently, though, I was transferred from an administrative role to sales. My boss said it's good to have experience in different departments, but honestly, I wasn't happy about it. I've never been good at socializing and felt I'd perform better in an administrative role. This job change seems to ignore the principle of putting the right person in the right place. Plus, there's a male coworker named Alex in the same department who always seems to have it out for me, making the environment uncomfortable. John, you're really useless. Your sales performance won't improve if you keep that gloomy face, Alex would say, scoffing at me. He's highly educated, handsome, and consistently a top performer in sales. Sales is simple. Just keep talking and you'll sell. I can't understand why you can't do such a simple thing, he'd laugh. Alex even has a CPA qualification and is truly talented. Everyone agrees he'll likely become a company executive someday. In contrast, I haven't been able to achieve good results in my department, and it's disheartening to see such a big difference between us, even though we're the same age. Feeling more down than I expected, I decided to visit the municipal library on my next day off. It's been a while since I came here. This library was a special place where I used to spend a lot of time when I was in elementary school. The wooden building is old, but it has a deep charm, and it made me reminisce about the past. I made many memories in this municipal library with my first love. In 3rd grade, I was surprised when my hand touched a girl's as I was trying to pick up a book. It seems we were trying to pick up the same book at the same time. The girl was Emma, who had just transferred to my class. So I was even more surprised. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's my fault, she said. But I was surprised. I didn't expect to meet you here, John. Me neither. I rarely see other classmates in this library. As we were talking, a librarian who was passing by looked at us. If we continued to chat in the library, we might get told off. Thinking this, I decided to invite Emma to go outside. Normally, I wouldn't feel like this, but I wanted to talk more. I was worried she might refuse, but Emma gave me a gentle smile and said sure. So, we sat on a bench outside the library, feeling like this was a bit like a date, and it made my heart pound. But that's a secret. Emma confided in me, honestly, I don't really want to go to school. Why? Well, I'm overweight, right? I was bullied at my previous school because of that, and even now, I don't have anyone I can call a friend. I sympathize with Emma's story. I'm also not good at communication and don't have many friends. Me too. I honestly find it hard to go to school. This is the first time I've been able to talk honestly with someone like this, so I'm kind of happy. When I said this, Emma replied, me too. Looking back now, I think that was the moment when a friendship was born between us. We naturally became friends and met frequently at the local public library. We certainly had conversations at school, but if we were too close there, we risked becoming the target of teasing with people saying, "Are those two dating?" We both wanted to avoid that, so we kept a certain distance from each other. Over time, Emma also made a few female friends. Her modest and gentle nature probably made the other girls feel close to her. I'm really glad Emma made friends. For some reason, even though it wasn't about me, I was happy to see Emma enjoying herself. When we first met, we were both too young to understand the concept of love. But as the grades went on, I began to realize that my feelings for Emma were special. Emma and I have the same taste in books, and just talking to her is a real joy. Even though I was full of complexes and often felt suffocated in school life, the time I spent with Emma gave me the energy to live. I hoped this time would continue forever. That was my strong wish, but when we became middle schoolers, that dream was sadly shattered. In fact, two changes occurred for Emma and me when we entered middle school. The first was that we, who had always been in the same class, were separated when we entered middle school. Because the class composition remained the same for the 3 years of middle school, we were thrown apart. The other change, to the surprise of both me and those around me, was that Emma had transformed into a very beautiful girl. Upon entering middle school, she had been a bit chubby until then, but she became slender all at once. Even the boys who had not noticed her charm before began to make a fuss over her. Isn't Emma just the cutest? She's also top of the class. I really admire her. Watching Emma become the object of everyone's affection, I had mixed feelings. I'd always thought Emma was cute, even when she was chubby. She'd always been self-conscious about it, so seeing her gain confidence was a good thing. However, seeing Emma becoming more popular and more unattainable, I was hit with the fear that our time together was coming to an end. Sure enough, when we got to middle school, the studies got tougher, and with the added pressure of extracurricular activities, we both became busier. The frequent visits to the public library that we used to enjoy in elementary school became a thing of the past. But still, we managed to arrange a meeting at the public library and had a great time. We haven't had much time to hang out since starting middle school, have we? Yeah, and we're not even in the same class anymore. It feels weird, but we should try and come back here when we have some time. With those words, Emma gave me a warm smile. Our friendship was forever. I felt relieved thinking that, but soon enough, my feelings were shattered. John, can I talk to you for a sec? One day during break, I was suddenly called out by a guy in my class named Jack, which surprised me. Jack was good-looking, the ace of the soccer team, and one of the top guys in the school's social hierarchy. What could he possibly want with me? As Jack led me behind the school building, he suddenly grabbed me by the collar. Confused and not knowing what was happening, Jack spoke to me in a harsh tone. "You've been hanging around the public library waiting for Emma, huh? I've got my eye on her, so don't try anything funny." Listening to Jack's words, I was shocked. It seemed someone had seen Emma and me meeting at the public library. I tried to defend myself, but Jack was not in the mood to listen. "Do you really think someone like Emma would give a guy like you the time of day? Know your place, man." With that, Jack let me go, and I fell to the ground. Jack walked away as if nothing had happened. I was left sitting there, stunned and shocked by what had just happened. A schooled hero like Jack was interested in Emma. In such a situation, it felt absurd for me to ask Emma for friendship. Emma was always kind to me, but I couldn't help but feel that, deep down, she may have been annoyed. That night, I cried myself to sleep, my mind filled with thoughts. From then on, I stopped trying to interact with Emma. I used to pass by Emma's classroom and go to the public library whenever I could, but I stopped all that to keep my distance from her. The school was full of students, so naturally, the interaction between Emma and me decreased dramatically. We passed each other in the hallway from time to time, but we stopped greeting each other. Although I felt lonely, I accepted the situation. Emma's father was a practicing doctor, and she was a true lady and the school's princess. There was no way she and I could ever be together. If that's the case, it's better to give up before my feelings of affection become any stronger. And so, my first love quietly came to an end. Since then, I never dated any woman. Heck, I didn't even fall in love with anyone else. I grew older, all the while remaining utterly unacquainted with love. Still, it's undeniable that even now, I can't forget my gentle feelings for Emma. People might laugh at me for still carrying that adolescent crush from middle school, but the feelings I never expressed and kept sealed away never faded in me, even as I became an adult. With these bittersweet memories of Emma, I decided to visit the city library, where an unexpected event occurred. Shockingly, Emma was at the library. Our eyes met, and we froze for a moment. Neither of us ever expected to reunite in such a place. Even though I thought I would never see her again, 17 years since our last meeting, Emma had become even more beautiful. While I was still frozen in surprise, Emma slowly approached and began to speak. You're John, right? Yes, I am. What a surprise meeting here. Me too. Should we change places? Everyone is kind of paying attention to us. Just as Emma said this, other library patrons were staring at us because we looked so surprised. So we decided to talk outside. Somehow, this felt nostalgic. I ended up having tea with Emma at a nearby coffee shop. I never thought I'd be having a one-on-one conversation with Emma. As we were chatting, suddenly, Emma started with a troubled expression. I think I can ask you, John. You see, I'm being forced into marriage. What? I was surprised by Emma's unexpected proposal. You see, I'm currently working as a nurse at my father's clinic, and a supplier who visits there regularly has been making a pass at me. My father, seeing me single and without a boyfriend, is insisting that I should marry the supplier. But I absolutely don't want to. That sounds tough. So, John, please pretend to be my boyfriend just once. What? I was surprised by Emma's unexpected proposal. Who would have thought I'd be asked to play the role of Emma's boyfriend? When I was trying to reject the man's proposal, I impulsively lied that I had a boyfriend. But he's so insistent and wants to meet the boyfriend. Even my father is telling me to introduce him. I'm really in trouble. But John, please, just once. Looking into her moist eyes, I couldn't refuse my first love's request. I get it, but I don't have much experience with this, so I might not be good at it. Thank you. If you were sitting next to me, it's fine. I'll do all the explaining to him. And so, I ended up agreeing to play the role of Emma's boyfriend. The following Sunday, the venue was the lounge of a hotel where the man who proposed to Emma was supposed to come. As I was ironing my shirt to wear to the lounge, I had mixed feelings. I was happy to reunite with Emma and happy that she relied on me, but I wondered why such a beauty like her was single and not dating anyone. If Emma were as beautiful as she is, she should have many other male friends. So why did she choose me? I spent the day with these questions in my heart, but there was another twist waiting for me. Surprisingly, the person who showed up at the lounge with Emma was my colleague, Alex. Why is John here? Even Alex looked surprised and turned to me. Can it be that you two know each other? Know each other? This guy's my colleague. Saying so, Alex glared at me. Even as we faced each other in the lounge, Alex didn't bother to hide his irritation and was quite dismissive. Why did you, Emma, end up dating John? Actually, we're old childhood friends. That's how we naturally started dating. That's suspicious. I work with John, but I never saw any signs of him having a girlfriend. Alex said, looking at us suspiciously. Emma made up a story, but it seemed like Alex saw right through it. Could it be, Emma, you wanted to turn down my proposal, so you asked John for help? No, that's not true. But you two, despite supposedly being lovers, are distant. No matter how I look at it, you don't match. Upon hearing Alex's words, old memories flashed back. During middle school, the words showered by Jack echoed in my mind. Emma is a lady, very beautiful, but John is a complete loser. No matter how I see it, there is no way Emma could love John. Stop putting him down any further. Not expecting Emma to raise her voice, Alex and I were surprised and looked at her. Emma's cheeks reddened, her eyes watered, and she trembled. Alex, John is a wonderful man, more than you think. I love John, and I won't allow anyone to insult him, even if it's just acting. To think Emma would defend me, I was touched. Alex opened his mouth, looking uncomfortable. Got it, Emma. I'll give up on you. You two enjoy yourselves." Saying that, Alex got up from his seat with a displeased look and left the lounge with incredible speed. As Emma still had tears in her eyes, I suggested we leave as well and decided to let her cool down in a nearby park. I sat her down on a bench and handed her a handkerchief. "Emma, thanks for defending me. That was quite the performance." "It wasn't an act," Emma said, surprised by our words. My eyes widened as Emma began to speak. "I've always liked John since long ago. When we got to middle school, I felt like I was being avoided, so I thought I had to give up. But I couldn't like anyone else but John. The reason I asked you to act as my boyfriend this time is because I really wanted to be connected with you in some way." Upon hearing Emma's words, I was struck with a huge shock. Could it be that Emma felt the same way about me? I decided now was the time to tell her how I really felt, and I opened my mouth. "I'm sorry, Emma, for avoiding you. But the truth is, I've always had feelings for you." "But why did you avoid me then?" "Because you became so beautiful. I thought I wasn't good enough." "That doesn't matter. You were the only one who was kind to me, even when I was overweight. Actually, I started dieting because I wanted you, John, to like me." 17 years passed since that misunderstanding, but it was now cleared up all at once. We laughed together, and before we knew it, we were in a strong embrace. It was a passionate embrace that seemed to fill the 17-year gap. I won't ever let you go. "Emma, thank you. We've had a big misunderstanding, haven't we?" "Yes, but don't worry. We have much more time ahead of us." That's how we officially started dating and got married a year later. I quit my job on this occasion and started working in the administration department at Emma's family hospital. Emma's dad congratulated us on our marriage. When we got married, I had a conversation like this with Emma's dad. "I can trust you, John, to take care of Emma." "Thank you. After losing my wife and having to raise Emma by myself, I felt quite rushed. I once recommended she marry Alex, who used to visit us often, but I guess I need to be more discerning. I never expected him to get fired." That's right. Alex, after being turned down by Emma, either out of desperation or recklessness, approached many women at his other clients, which led to numerous complaints, and he ended up losing his job. The important thing is not how others see you, but how you two feel about each other. You and Emma truly love each other, so I'm sure you'll make a good couple. I think so too, because we're not connected by appearances or status. We're deeply connected by our inner selves. That's why, no matter what happens, I'm confident I will always love this woman who was my first love.